You again for joining us. We appreciate everyone taking time to join us to learn more about our 2025 Advanced Technology Bonuses. I'm Melinda Dinnan. I'm the Marketing Manager for California Energy Smart Homes, and we're excited to have you here with us today. All right, here is our agenda. We're going to start with a welcome and introduction. We're going to talk about why we're offering these bonuses, some information about each of the additional 2025 Advanced Technology Bonuses, talk about the ever popular eligibility requirements, and then we'll move into questions and discussion. But before we do that, I'd like to launch a quick poll talking about who's joining us today. So if you could just take a second to let us know who's here today. And it looks like we've got a great group, a lot of energy analysts, a lot of builders and developers, some equipment manufacturers, and a few property owners. So this is great. Thank you. Thank you for joining us. Next slide. All right. I'm going to launch us today with a short explanation of the California Energy Smart Homes program. It is a residential new construction and alterations program that provides incentives to adopt those advanced energy measures and support the transition to all electric construction. So I've listed here the eligibility requirements. The important thing is that the project must be located in one of the 3 IOU territories listed here. These are the electric territories that are supporting this program. And additionally, we support single family, multifamily, low rise. So that's 3 stories and fewer, and ADUs. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce you to today's speaker, Parker Wall. Thank you.
Thanks, Melinda. Thanks everyone for joining us today. I am the presenter for the Advanced Technology Bonuses. I am the Research and Analysis Manager here for California Energy Smart Homes. I work with TRC. I have my professional engineering license in mechanical engineering, and then have had a part in developing and specifying these advanced technology bonuses. And if you have any questions and have anything that you want to reach out to California Energy Smart Homes, I am available through pathways, normal pathways, contacts pathways through the program. So please feel free to reach out with any questions today during this webinar on the advanced technology bonuses we will be presenting on. And then also after for anything related to electrification and building electrification. I'd be happy to discuss those with you after. Before we jump into the actual advanced technology bonuses, I want to give everybody a kind of purpose and objectives of why these advanced technology bonuses exist and why we are adding them to the California Energy Smart Homes program. Energy Smart Homes offers additional incentives for advanced electrification technologies that are proven but not widely adopted in California. So these advanced technology bonuses are proven technologies. They're a little bit ahead of the markets. They're not widely adopted. And Energy Smart Homes is looking to provide market support for these technologies that are advancing California's progress toward electrifying buildings and towards California's energy and climate goals. Projects installing advanced technology bonuses may be selected for monitoring. So after installation of these advanced technology bonuses, a project might be selected for monitoring. Not all projects will be selected. And those that do have an opportunity to decline monitoring. If they accept monitoring and sign a participation agreement and go through with the terms and conditions of that, then they will receive an additional inducement, so additional incentive for going through the monitoring and the time it takes them to participate. So we appreciate all the efforts from building owners and developers and homeowners for allowing us and our partners in Energy Smart Homes and other IOU partners to monitor these selected properties that are installing advanced technology bonuses to kind of push California's market towards our energy and climate goals. Without further ado, we will announce the 2025 additional advanced technology bonuses. So here's a summary sheet. You can see the 5 advanced technology bonuses listed here are all available for new construction and alterations projects. I will go through each one in depth throughout the presentation today, but I will kind of give a brief overview of them now. Thermal energy storage is a mechanical system that stores heat energy to be used as space heating or domestic hot water. These systems store heat energy during off-peak hours and then release that heat energy during peak hours to flatten the curve and reduce the energy costs of the home and make it better for the grid. Induction cooking with integrated battery. Our induction cooktops are ranges with a built-in battery that allows installation in a 120 volt power supply, and it also allows for load shifting. So during those cooking hours, which typically align with peak home consumption hours, these technologies use little to no electricity from the wall at that point. They're pulling electricity from the built-in battery, allowing them to reduce peak energy costs and charge that battery slowly over the hours that they're not cooking, which typically align with off-peak hours. Electrical load management is the installation of load management technologies that allow for electrification without increased electrical supply. So this consists of a smart panel, smart breakers, or home energy management system. I'll get more in depth with this when we get into that specific eligibility requirements and anything related to electrical load management. ERV or HRV with a bypass. ERV or HRV is an energy recovery ventilator or a heat recovery ventilator. Energy recovery ventilators with a bypass option dependent on outdoor air temperature is the description for this one. Again, we'll go more in depth on what an ERV and HRV is, and then also the eligibility requirements of that specific advanced technology bonus. And then similar to that is a continuous ERV or HRV with an override. So a heat recovery ventilator, energy recovery ventilator with a manual override button. These all have incentives that will be paid out on top of the base incentive for eligible equipment and eligible projects participating in Energy Smart Homes. The bonus incentives can be seen here. They vary from single-family lot to multifamily unit and ADUs. The ERVs and HRVs are only available for single-family or multifamily units, not in ADU. And if you have any questions, please reach out to your project representative, and we'd be happy to maybe calculate what your incentive could be if you're considering installing some of these advanced technology bonuses or wondering if the equipment you're going to be installing will qualify. We'd be happy to sort that out for you and assist you in that process. There is a note here. An additional bonus is available for projects keeping their panel of 100 amps or less and participating in the electrical load management advanced technology bonus. This bonus is paid out for projects that are electrifying their dwelling unit, ADU, single family home without upgrading their electrical service. So it is $1,000 per single family lot, and then I believe $500 for multifamily unit and ADU. That is shown on the screen, but that money is available for projects that are electrifying without upgrading their service. We are definitely interested in how these projects are achieving that and going forward with installing heat pumps and other electrical end uses, and then without upgrading their electrical panels. It's good for the grid. It can avoid costs, it costs and also additions to timeline and scheduling with upgrading the electrical service to the home. So we are providing an extra incentive to, for homes that are looking to electrify and keep their panel of 100 amps or less.
All right, that was great. I'm going to launch one more poll. It's a yes, no, easy question. Asking if any of you have participated or submitted for an advanced technology bonus from Energy Smart Homes in the past. All right, I'm going to share our results and just quickly, we have a lot of people who are excited to be here today to learn more because they haven't yet had an opportunity, but I hope after today they'll be able to understand and submit for all of these available technology bonuses. So thank you. Back to you, Parker.
Thanks, Melinda. Yeah, and for those that have not previously applied for advanced technology bonuses, I will give a quick recap of the 2024 and current advanced technology bonuses at the end of this presentation. And there's more information on our website, the Energy Smart Homes website. So there's a similar webinar last year where we go through the same process for those bonuses. And then also they're available in the handbook and the fact sheets that are posted on our Energy Smart Homes website. So there will be some additional information shared on those existing advanced technology bonuses if you're looking to apply for those as well. And now let's get into the 2025 first advanced technology bonus we have here, thermal energy storage, also known as TES, or typically written as TES to avoid writing out thermal energy storage. These technologies store excess heat energy and use the heat energy during peak hours. Benefits of this is it collects energy during off-peak hours, capturing excess renewable generation or recovering waste heat, and then provides that heat to the building through space and or water heating during peak hours to shift demand, lower costs on the homeowner. That reduced energy demand reduces the strain on the utility and the grid, and therefore reduces CO2 emissions during those peak hours. Types of thermal energy storage that we are planning to see is sensible phase change and thermochemical. Sensible thermal energy storage uses a material, most commonly water, maybe sand or others, to store collected heat. Sensible systems are the most widely available and affordable thermal energy storage systems. Then we also have phase change, which uses latent heat, also known as the heat needed to change phase, to store energy in a material. Phase change systems are typically used for applications that require a constant output temperature, because that evaporation or freezing temperature is a constant temperature. Thermochemical storage uses reversible chemical reactions to store and discharge heat. These are a little more complex systems, but we would love to see them come through the Energy Smart Homes Advanced Technology Bonus pathway. Would be very interested in seeing those come through and help a home or building electrify and do so efficiently. Here is the site eligibility incentive overview. It is available for single-family, multifamily, and ADUs, new construction and alteration. And here's a quick screen grab of what we saw before, just the incentive levels: $1,500 for a single-family lot, $1,200 for a multifamily unit or ADU.
Parker, we have a question. Will this TES Advanced Technology Bonus cover heat pump, domestic hot water with hydronic space heating?
Good question. That feeds in well to the next slide. So
Excellent.
yes, it does. Domestic hot water, integrated space and water heating systems. I want to make sure that we're combining those two ways, domestic hot water or integrated space and water heating systems. So that integrated space and water heating system is already an advanced technology bonus through our current offerings. It is a heat pump system that provides both space and water heating to the home. Or this can be used for domestic hot water only if you're using a domestic hot water only system. All these systems can qualify, or you can do space heating or cooling only and not provide domestic hot water, which would be the bottom box there. So for those systems that are providing domestic hot water, we have a minimum water storage tank capacity of over 100 gallons. 100 gallons or greater for single family, and over 80 gallons or greater for multifamily or ADUs. That 80 gallons is per multifamily dwelling unit. And then these heat pumps must all be, or heat pump water heaters must be Title 24 J813 certified. And that Appendix J813 provides qualifications for a heat pump water heater system to meet the requirements for demand flexibility compliance credit. So it essentially allows scheduling and some advanced controls that allow for thermal energy storage to happen outside of peak hours, and then for that energy to be used during peak hours, which is really the goal of this advanced technology bonus here. If you are using water storage for space heating and cooling only, then the water storage tank capacity must also meet that 100 gallons or greater or 80 gallons or greater for multifamily or ADU requirement. And for all of these systems, the equipment must utilize sensible phase change or thermochemical storage, and the equipment must be equipped with controls that enable heat storage during off-peak hours and discharge during on-peak hours. I do want to touch on the fact that you can collect the Advanced Technology Bonus incentive for both an integrated space and water heating system and other eligible advanced technology bonuses, as well as this thermal energy storage. So those can stack on top of each other, and you can pile up a pretty good incentive for installing an advanced system that can do a lot of these features here. So looking to get those, maximize your incentive and collect as many advanced technology bonuses as possible. Our project teams would be happy to help you in that process. Submission and verification for thermal energy storage. The required documents that a project will need to submit are a spec sheet for all installed thermal energy storage equipment, everything that is part of the system from the heat pump, storage tanks, other storage types, anything that has to go into this thermal energy storage system. We are looking to collect that spec sheet, paid invoices with some information on what was installed and the pricing for those items, pictures of installed equipment, including nameplates and wide views. And then new to the 2025 Advanced Technology Bonuses are these intake forms, Advanced Technology Bonus forms, which collect some information, which we'll be going over the next slide. So this first form is the Thermal Energy Storage, California Energy Smart Homes Thermal Energy Storage form. And included on this form is some general project information, project name, applicant information, address, installation date, and then the thermal energy storage type, storage material, capacity of the system, whether that's in gallons of water, BTUs, or other, storage temperature and output temperature. So we're looking for that delta T to verify, between the capacity of the system and that the capacity of the system. If we're given like a mass or volume, we can verify that by using the storage and output temperatures to calculate a actual heating capacity of the system. And then a load estimate. So that would be for a system that's providing space heating only. We would only be interested in that space heating load estimate. Space heating and water, we would need both. And then domestic hot water only, we would only be interested in that domestic hot water load estimate there. Controls and scheduling. We're also interested in a description of the controls and equipment schedule. And this form will need to be signed by the mechanical designer or installer that the equipment is capable of and configured to store heat energy during off-peak hours and discharge during on-peak hours. So it is installed to do what this advanced technology bonus is, proposing it to do. We're looking to have that signed by the mechanical designer or installer. These forms can be found in the resource section of our website, and the project contact that you are working with will be happy to share this form along with program handbooks and any other relevant resources you might be interested in. All right, the second advanced technology bonus we'll be talking about today is induction cooking with an integrated battery. Induction cooktops and ranges that included a battery storage of at least 3 kilowatt hours, so 3 kilowatt hours or greater. The benefits of these systems is they can be installed with a 120 volt outlet instead of upgrading a circuitry to a 240 volts. So these systems do work with 120, 220, or 240. However, you do not require, in an alteration setting, you don't need to spend the extra money to upgrade the circuitry to install this equipment. You can simply use it with 120. It'll charge that battery and it'll operate as an induction stove or cooktop would. The battery charges during non-cooking and off-peak hours, and then the cooking uses battery only until that battery storage is depleted. Typically, per the manufacturers, this, almost rarely to never happens because that battery size is more than enough to cook meals, any kind of typical meals throughout the year. So if you're interested to learn more, we'd be happy to connect you with some resources out there that have more information on this technology. Site eligibility incentives, again, eligible for single family, multifamily, and ADUs. Also eligible for new construction and alterations. And here's an overview of the incentive level, $3,000 per single family lot, multifamily unit, or ADU. So that means that any project that applies and is eligible for Energy Smart Homes and installs one of these pieces of equipment can collect a $3,000 incentive toward this piece of equipment. The eligibility, the equipment cooktop must use induction cooking technology only, and the equipment must contain an integrated battery with a minimum capacity of 3 kilowatt hours or greater. The required documents to submit are a spec sheet for the installed equipment, a paid invoice, a picture of the installed equipment, and then for alterations projects, we are looking for indication of electrical service to the stove or range. This can be confirmed via the invoice or submitted email. We're just looking to confirm what voltage that outlet is so that we are understanding what the stove will be running off of. Our next advanced technology bonus is electrical load management. So this is installation of a load management technology that allows for electrification without increased electrical supply. So that can be a smart panel, a panel full of smart breakers, or a home energy management systems. The benefits to these are they reduce electrical demand and reduce costs and strain on the grid. They could potentially avoid an upgrade to a late electrical service, which adds cost and time to an electrification project. And they also manage energy use to allow a homeowner or a building owner to minimize monthly costs. The site eligibility incentives for this advanced electrical load management advanced technology bonus. Again, available for single family, multifamily, and ADUs and new construction and alterations. And it is $3,500 for a single family lot, multifamily unit, or ADU. There is an additional incentive, as I said earlier, for alterations projects that are keeping the existing electrical service of 100 amps or less. And that additional incentive is $1,000 per single family lot and $500 per multifamily unit or ADU. If you have any additional requests or information or any questions on that additional incentive or the electrical load management incentive or advanced technology bonus, I'd be happy to answer questions whether in this call or after. The equipment eligibility for electrical load management. Projects applying for the load management advanced technology bonus must install a smart panel, a panel full of smart breakers, or a hardwired home energy management system with the ability to measure the electrical usage at each circuit load in the home, control and schedule the usage by turning the electrical usage on or off from a user interface, typically a mobile device app, and integrate critical load management and backup power integration where applicable. We are also requiring that alterations projects must complete and submit a residential service upgrade decision tool. Look for a training from Energy Smart Homes soon on how to complete that tool. But what that tool essentially does is it collects some basic information on the home's existing end uses, laundry, heating, cooling, domestic hot water, cooking, etc. And it estimates what the current load is. It also gathers some information on the existing panel. And then you would input what the homeowner or building owner would want to electrify and add their goals for their new technologies and what kind of systems should be or will be installed. And then it provides an evaluation of the panel and if the panel is going to be enough to electrify and complete the process. And then it also, for those that maybe need a little more extra space, but don't want to do a full panel upgrade, it provides some alternatives, whether that be low power equipment, power efficient heat pumps, removing electric resistance from a heat pump and adding capacity to the panel that way, or changing the capacity from that to maybe an induction cooktop. And then ultimately, it provides some, load management strategies like a smart breaker, smart panel, or home energy management system to manage the load on that panel. So we're looking to collect a completed residential service upgrade decision tool. It is a training will be released by the Energy Smart Homes team within the next month, I would hope, and that will be available to all participants and contractors looking to participate in the program. The documents required for submission for the electrical load management advanced technology bonus are as follows. A spec sheet for the equipment installed, a paid invoice listing the equipment installed, and then pictures of the installed equipment, and then alterations. We're also looking for, again, that completed residential service upgrade decision tool and the picture of the existing panel. Any additional information on this, we'd be happy to clarify, as well as the 100 amp or less additional bonus. The next two, our remaining two advanced technology bonuses today, have to do with heat recovery ventilators. Heat recovery ventilators exchange heat between exhaust and supply air for the home, ventilation air. Heat recovery ventilator and energy recovery ventilators are very similar. Heat recovery ventilators, if you think of like a square and rectangle relationship, all energy recovery ventilators are heat recovery ventilators. Not all heat recovery ventilators are energy recovery ventilators. HRVs simply recover heat. They do not recover moisture or humidity. And energy recovery ventilators recover both heat and moisture and humidity from the exchange that between the exhaust and supply air. So how they work, exhaust air leaves the home at the indoor temperature, somewhere around 70 degrees, whether you're in heating or cooling. And then the heat from that air is exchanged between the conditioned exhaust air and the incoming air to precondition the incoming air. And that preconditioned incoming air then takes less energy to heat or cool to the desired temperature, or if it's simply in a ventilation mode of not being heating or cooled, it's returned closer to that indoor air temperature. An ERV, as I said before, is an HRV, but an HRV is not an ERV. So an energy recovery ventilator exchanges both heat and moisture to help humidify or dehumidify the incoming air. The first ERV and HRV advanced technology bonus we have this year is the ERV or HRV with a bypass. This system is an HRV with a bypass option that is dependent on the outdoor air temperature. This system maximizes the efficiency by bypassing the ERV or HRV when the outdoor air temperature would not result in increased efficiency. So you can see in the images here, with the bypass mode on, the damper is left open or closed, depending on how you're looking at it. And the air is diverted away from the ERV and directed just directly outdoors when the outdoor air is coming in, and not exchanging with that exhaust air from the indoors. In heat exchange mode, that damper's position is changed and the air is diverted to the ERV or HRV, and the heat and latent energy, humidity, is exchanged between the outdoor and exhaust air. And that heat exchange mode is when that heat exchanger is activated. So site eligibility and incentive requirements for this advanced technology bonus is single family and multifamily only, no ADUs. They are available for new construction and alterations. You can see the incentive levels for $2,000 per single family lot and $1,500 per multifamily unit. The equipment eligibility, the equipment must be installed to meet the applicable Title 24 mandatory code requirements. Any code requirements that are regional, that are applied to ERVs and HRVs. And then equipment must have a bypass or control that directly economizes the ventilation air based on the outdoor air conditions. Submission documents for this advanced technology bonus are as follows: a spec sheet for the installed ERV or HRV, a picture of the installed equipment, and a completed California Energy Smart Homes ERV or HRV with a bypass form. That form includes the following: so general project information, the name, applicant information, address, and installation date, the installed ERV or HRV model number, the device type. So the device is typically controlled by fixed dry bulb, differential dry bulb, fixed enthalpy, and fixed dry bulb, combination of the two. And then that bypass temperature enthalpy limit, if it is available and set by the installer, or if it is installed, set by the manufacturer and included in the specs. The controls, this entire form must be signed by the installer, but that controls must be verified that the equipment is capable of and configured to bypass depending on the outdoor air conditions. So if the manufacturer has preset controls, the installer would still be signing that form that they're installing a system that does meet the requirements of this advanced technology bonus, and will be configured to bypass depending on the outdoor air conditions. Our fifth and final advanced technology bonus for today is the continuous ERV or HRV with an override. So this is heat recovery ventilators that operate continuously and have a manual override option that allows the occupant to turn the equipment off when air quality is poor. The benefits of this system is it runs ventilation at all times to increase the indoor air quality. However, it provides an override for ventilation when the outdoor air quality is poor and would affect the indoor air quality. Site eligibility and incentive are shown here: single family, multifamily, low rise, no ADUs, and new construction and alterations are both eligible. $1,000 per single family lot and $500 per multifamily lot for this advanced technology bonus. Equipment eligibility are as follows. The equipment installed must meet the applicable Title 24 mandatory code requirements for ERVs and HRVs, or any other regional local codes. And the ERV or HRV must be configured to run continuously. A manual on-off switch must be installed in the condition space or main electrical panel, displaying the following text or equivalent text. And that text is: this switch controls the indoor air quality ventilation for the home. Leave the switch in the on position at all times unless the outdoor air quality is very poor. This switch gives direction to the homeowner or occupant to properly ventilate the home and run that ERV or HRV continuously until they have, an idea of when the indoor air quality or the outdoor air quality is poor and would affect their indoor air quality during times like a fire or a high pollution day. They're able to turn that continuous ERV or HRV off. Submission documents here: a spec sheet for the installed ERV or HRV, a picture of the installed equipment and the override switch, and that override switch again must be located in the condition space or the main electrical panel, and then a completed California Energy Smart Homes continuous ERV or HRV with an override form. And that form includes some general project information, as you, I'm sure, are not surprised by this point, which includes the project name, applicant information, address, and installation date, the installed ERV or HRV model number, the location of that installed switch, so description of where that switch is. Is it in the conditioned space of the home that the occupant can easily access, or is it in the main electrical panel where they should be well aware of where that is located and have easy access to? Also, the installer must sign that the equipment is configured to run continuously unless manual override switch is set to off. There should be no other controls that are operating the system, and it should be always set to run continuously.
Parker, we have some questions about the HRVs and the
Okay.
ERV. First one is, does the HRV filter incoming air?
Yes, so in that slide, I'll pull that one back up.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, so this slide you can see filters here. So the filters would filter both the stale air from indoors to filter out anything that's in that air before it exchanges with the outdoor air coming in, and it also filters the outdoor air coming in before it enters the home. So typically has a double filter on that. If you really, I could see there being a just single filter on the fresh air to the inside, because you don't necessarily need to filter it twice, the indoor air going out and the outdoor air coming in, but that would depend on the actual system itself.
All right, the next question is about an ERV manual override. And I think we've got one of our manufacturer partners asking that their ERV manual override is integrated in our HVAC thermostat. Would this qualify for the continuous ERV?
In the thermostat, that would be in a conditioned space. If they have some instruction on it that has, I think the equivalent text part of this would be the only part that they would need to add. It could probably be added at time of installation. I'm assuming that that thermostat is located in the conditioned space, as most thermostats are. And so doing that would be a pretty easy addition to qualify for this.
Thank you.
Is that all of our questions, Melinda?
That's all of our questions on HRV or ERVs.
For now, okay. We'll hold for the rest of them.
Yes, we have some more, but we'll wait.
All right. I did want to touch quickly on the monitoring portion because we touched on this earlier. The monitoring incentive is only paid if sites selected for monitoring and the project completes and sign a participation agreement. If the project is selected for monitoring after installation, they do have a chance to turn it down and say no, thank you. If they are selected for monitoring, PG&E or a third-party contractor will be put in contact with the site owner. Participation will be signed by the occupant or owner, and the third-party contractor will visit the site to assess and install monitoring equipment. Potential monitoring equipment can include individual circuit monitors or smart panels, ultrasonic water consumption monitors for those advanced technology bonuses that are studying how much water is used or having to do with water use. And then enthalpy monitors and some other sensors and maybe comfort sensors around the home. The monitoring equipment will not be invasive, and it's really looking to just study how the equipment is used and how much energy it is using. If you have questions on the monitoring process, be happy to address those if you want to follow up after, and we can discuss those further, answer any questions you may have. Again, just want to make sure that everyone knows that the applicants, project participants do not need to go through monitoring. If they are selected, they have the ability to say no, thank you. But we are happy to provide an extra inducement and cover them for their time spent dealing with the monitoring teams and allowing them to set up some monitoring and monitor their systems. Here is a just summary again of the new 2025 advanced technology bonuses. So thermal energy storage, induction cooking with an integrated battery, electrical load management, ERV or HRV with bypass, continuous ERV or HRV with override. There is also 2024 advanced technology bonuses that I have a couple slides that kind of go over for those of us who have not applied for those yet. But first, I wanted to answer any questions on these 2025 advanced technology bonuses.
Fantastic. We've got a few. So going back to the induction cooktop with bonus, we have a question about, do we have a listing of suggested products?
Energy Smart Homes is not allowed to provide specific recommendations of what is installed, but we can give you some examples of products that are available on the market. So if you are interested in and participating in the program, please reach out to your project team. We'd be happy to connect you with some examples of products we've seen installed and products that we are aware of in the market.
Great. Our next question is about electric load management technologies. And the question is there a part of the electrical code that specifies how to claim this diversity in the load calculations and the utility service application? For example, could you reduce feeder size if using a span panel? And how would they reflect this in the load calc?
No, that's a good question. That's things that are currently trying to be figured out through pilots and research in the market right now. And that is part of why we're incentivizing this as an advanced technology bonus. These smart panels, smart breakers, and home energy management systems have the ability to prioritize electrical load to when the home is demanding more than the electrical supply can actually supply, prioritize those critical loads and shift maybe some other loads like water heating to off-peak hours. And that way that you are on that peak and you were maybe cooking dinner, heating your home with your heat pump, and then using some other loads, you are not also charging your electric vehicle and having to reheat your entire water tank because you have scheduled that outside of it, and have some, energy management there. So I don't think there is electrical code currently on that. I think this is kind of, emerging technologies that everything is being developed, and we are interested in, running some pilots and seeing some initial findings of this technology as we see kind of use cases and everything come through the market.
That was a very comprehensive answer. Thank you. Our next question is about what determines if a site is selected for monitoring?
Good question. We have typically only selected alterations projects for monitoring to avoid the changeover from new construction, the developer to the homeowner. There's a lot of change over there. Alterations projects a little easier, and you're dealing more with the homeowner or building owner directly that still has contact with the actual occupants. The selection process really has to deal with the technologies that were installed, the region it was installed in, and the ability for our monitoring teams to the third-party monitoring teams to attend those sites. If there are sites that you have that would be interested specifically in monitoring, we'd be interested in hearing that and taking note of that as they participate in the program. There is extra incentive available to them, and we're interested in, making it as easy on our outreach teams and our third-party monitoring teams to, have a high success rate in contacting and success, bothering the homeowners that don't want monitoring less and getting directly to those that do want more. So if you have a want to participate in monitoring, we'd be happy to hear that and pass that along to our third-party monitoring teams.
Super. We're getting some questions about the previously promoted advanced technology bonuses, and are they still available? And then some additional questions about stacking. So if we could reflect on that for a few minutes.
Absolutely. So the existing advanced technology bonuses are listed here, and they are remaining. We do not currently have a plan to remove any of these as of today. So the existing 2024, these rolled out in 2024 or before, they are available and they can stack with the new 2025 advanced technology bonuses. So you can see the variable capacity heat pumps without electric resistance, integrated heat pump space and water heating, low GWP heat pumps, passive house certification, heat pump pool and spa heater, verified ACA technical manuals, and then central heat pump water heater design and installation. One piece of technology that meets multiple advanced technology bonuses can collect the advanced technology bonus incentive for each of those that it does qualify for. So if you're installing a low GWP integrated space and water heating, low GWP variable capacity heat pump that is connected to an integrated space and water heating system that does not have electric resistance and also qualifies for thermal energy storage, you can stack all of those incentives on top of each other and collect a pretty good incentive for that advanced technology that is a little bit more than your typical system would cost, but we're looking to incentivize those going forward and advance the market towards those, newer advanced technologies.
Great update. And we encourage it. Stack them all. Take them all.
Yeah, we want to see as many advanced technology bonuses collected as possible. We want to see these come through the program. So definitely interested in stacking them all and taking as much as you can get.
Parker, can you share some information about the newly released, the 5 that we covered today about the eligibility, when folks can apply for those, and the previously announced advanced technology bonuses that you have shared on your screen right now?
Absolutely. So these previously announced, current, existing, whatever you want to call them, advanced technology bonuses are available and are remaining available for all projects this year. The 2025 advanced technology bonuses are available starting today going forward for new construction and alterations projects that are enrolling past May 1st. So they will be posted on the website, and the updated collateral, fact sheets, handbooks will be available soon so that everybody here can read about them and see the eligibility requirements posted on our website. Share that with any developers, homeowners, or contractors you have working with you. And for projects going forward from May 1st and beyond, 2025 can collect incentives for both the existing advanced technology bonuses seen on this page and the 2025 advanced technology bonuses that we covered today.
Great. We have some additional questions about stacking with some of our regional energy networks, some of the RENs. And I can share that we are, since we're both funded, the RENs and California Energy Smart Homes are funded by the same CPUC funding. We cannot stack incentives for the same measures, the same technologies. But if it's something different, such as installation, absolutely stack those up. But that they call that double dipping, and that's prohibited. So I did want to answer that one. Also about funding for the program with federal tax credits. And this is, again, a California-based program with CPUC funds. So we encourage everyone to also apply for their federal tax credits and work with your tax preparer to confirm the eligibility to take all those credits available. Okay, we have another question about the minimum number of measures that must be done. So the most important thing is that all projects taking these advanced technology bonuses must be enrolled in the program. So again, they must meet those program eligibility requirements, in that they're all electric. They're based in one of the 3 IOU electric territories, that they remove all gas end uses from the home if it's an alteration, or if it's new construction, no gas at all to that home. All projects, alterations, and new construction projects must be enrolled in the program to be eligible for these additional advanced technology bonuses. We also have a question about an incentive reservation form, and those multifamily alteration projects. We get a lot of those that are trying to do grant matching or funding matching, and we can absolutely do a reservation letter for that. What I encourage everyone to do is reach out to our project team, and we can get started with you. I'm going to include that information in here. Oh, we had just another question about these current bonuses you're sharing, Parker. So yes, these are still eligible and active.
Yes, they are. Is that the question?
Yeah, yeah.
They are. And these are the new construction available incentives, and then these are also the alterations. You can see for alterations, we currently do not have verified active technical manuals or passive house certification, but the rest are available.
The next question is how long does a project have to complete installation?
Good question. These incentives are currently available. Now completing installation varies from project to project. The incentive levels change towards the end of 2025, going into 2026. The base incentives do. So if you have a project that is completing this year, we'd love to get in contact as early as possible to try and get all the documents in line so we can get you the maximum incentive available and get that project through our pipeline as quickly as possible.
Fantastic, great. Yes, these slides and a copy of today's presentation will be available early next week on the resources page. We've had that question several times, so I definitely want to share that we are excited to continue to share this information with you and available for questions.
I'm going to jump. We do have a base layer and bonus sharing incentive here that kind of covers one of the questions that Melinda covered. But eligibility based on project location, utility service provider, and incentive funding source. That avoiding double dipping is really what limits the sharing of incentives and enrolling in multiple programs. So our team is very up to date on which applicants can apply for multiple programs, and we'd love to help you sort out how to maximize your incentive through sharing and layering of base incentives and bonuses. So again, reach out to an Energy Smart Homes contact, and we'd love to get you the maximum incentive available for your project.
Great. All right, I'm going to launch our third and final poll. If you'd like to be contacted, say yes, we'll reach out. Otherwise, I've also shared our contact us information. Reach out when you are ready or want to know more information. And I will answer another question about alteration projects while folks are responding to this poll. When should alteration projects apply? And the answer to that is single family projects. Definitely use the resources we have available to see what's required, but we're looking for your application with all of your before and after photos. When it's done, when permits are closed and your work is complete, share an application with us and we'll get it processed and verify some of the information you've shared with us. Multifamily alterations, again, if you need a reservation letter for grant funding, reach out and share some information about your project with us, and we can talk about what the plan is for that property and put together an incentive reservation letter that you can use for additional funding and take it from there.
Great. Well, thank you everyone for attending today. And thank you, Melinda, for hosting. Again, contact us. Feel free to reach out at any of these links and numbers here. Be happy to hear from you and answer any additional questions you have. Looking forward to getting some existing and new advanced technology bonuses through our program and get these technologies installed throughout California. So thank you all for attending today. Look forward to hearing more and seeing more projects come through.